Sunday League, I'm pretty sure like pitches are like my retention, like it's going up and down. Like,
what I mean?
Crazy. So, yeah.
And for the other centre back, I went rogue, but I really like the look of me at Brentford.
You don't play for Brentford.
I was going to say the same thing.
Ben Mee's at Brentford, no? Could be seen as a sensitive subject. Are you actually coming out?
Yeah. Well, I saw that guy get a FIFA card. I thought, I just want a card of the game. Really. I never planned on coming out, to be honest. You know, on the night of it, I lost nearly 2,000 subscribers on YouTube.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to episode 2 of our podcast combining football and FIFA. It is the XL BootRoom, brought to you by JD.
We'll be bringing you a range of football and FIFA related content, including FIFA Ultimate Team, questions from the community, and of course our beautiful BootRoom behind us, brought to you by JD. Today we have a very special guest, goes by the name of ItsHaber. How you doing, my friend?
I thought you were going to introduce when you said beautiful, to be honest. I was expecting that, but I'll take that as well, I guess.
How you doing? How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling. How are you guys doing? You good?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, it's been a long journey to get here, but we are here and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And I want to start with you, Haber. You are the man in the chair, the man that it will be all about for the next hour and a half worth of this podcast. And just wanted to get in with a very generic question. The first question that I always ask people on this podcast: how did you get here today? Talk me through your journey.
Yeah. So I woke up at about 7, and then I drove to the train station, got on a Chiltern Railway train. It was from Leamington Spa to High Wycombe, then High Wycombe to London Marylebone, and then got an Uber to here.
Similar to what you would do?
Yeah, just
Both from the same kind of area, aren't you?
Kind of, yeah. Without giving away, obviously, where I live. But yeah,
I think the accent gives it away a little bit, to be honest.
Nah, but I say Birmingham. I say when people say where am I from, I'm from Birmingham, but I don't actually live in Birmingham. It's
right.
Just, I just can't be bothered to go in depth as to where I live. But
yeah, I don't live in Leamington Spa.
But we're not too far away.
We live next door.
We're neighbours.
all around. But yeah, where should we start with this, Haber? Should we talk about how you got into FIFA, into YouTube, and into the person you are today? Where did you first come across any type of FIFA content, or decide that you want to be a YouTuber, streamer, entertainer, whatever you want to call it?
Well, a long time. I actually got into my brother. My brother got me into YouTube. About 2008, 2009, this guy's on YouTube posting clips of his Call of Duty trick shots. Like back when FaZe wanted you to twist 4 times and hit a no scope off a ladder or something, right? Like, so, and me being the little brother, just wanting to do everything that he did. He basically paved my childhood. So one Christmas he gets an Xbox, the next year I get an Xbox. He gets a HD PVR, I get it. He starts a YouTube channel, the next year I start YouTube. The same sort of thing happened. So I was posting all sorts on YouTube over the last sort of 10 to 15 years. But when it became about FIFA, it was probably around 2013, 14 area. FIFA 13 is when I first started watching FIFA content, watching the likes of, Bateson and the Panthers and all the old guys, all the dads who are, in their mid-40s now.
That was Pink Slips. Was it FIFA 13 Pink Slips, that type of era in YouTube?
Do you know, I think it was more Road to Glory sort of era.
It?
Like, we're talking long time ago. Like, we're talking back when, like, Air Japes was around and people like that. Like, Sam 5000i, like, all the OGs. So back when it was all about, starting from nothing, because FIFA points weren't really that spent back then. You didn't spend a lot of money on FIFA points. So you started from nothing, and having a full gold rare squad by the end of the year was actually success. So that's kind of when I started watching content, and when I started getting into content and making it myself was probably 2014, 15, mainly because from watching a lot of YouTubers, I gained this knowledge on FIFA that I would then take to my friends in school. And, people would come to me and be like, who's a player you've used that's good, or looking at teams on web apps before school started in the library, like the good old days of classic. So I basically thought I had a sort of knack for it and started posting videos on it. And lo and behold, maybe I had a knack for it, or maybe I didn't, got lucky. I don't know.
When would you say the first FIFA is you saw the growth in your channel? So obviously you said you started around FIFA 13 time, but what was the period of time, and not necessarily the best amount of views, but you saw that increase in views obviously over a period of time?
I think it would have been FIFA 19. I think it was. It was my like main FIFA. It was a life-changing FIFA for me because I wasn't sort of I was I probably had about 10, 15K subs I think at the time. But I wasn't really, I didn't intend on making videos as a job. I didn't intend on it being a full-time thing. Was doing different things on the side, like editing for YouTubers and stuff. And then out of nowhere, Division Rivals gets put into the game, and I stayed up all night on the release day, not the release day of FIFA, but the release day of Early Access. I stayed up all night, used my entire 10 hours playing Rivals, and I posted a Division Rival Rewards video, and it banged. It got like 200K in the first couple of days. It was crazy. For like me having 10, 15K subs, that was nuts. And from there, basically just kind of momentum took over, and from there my channel just went up and it just started growing, and the video started doing really well, and the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah. Would your brother still on YouTube at all?
No.
So his inspiration then left you to it.
Yeah, no, he never did anything with YouTube. He posted a few clips and got bored, and because he was a bit older than me, like he was then I think going out and seeing friends and stuff, and got to that age. He's about 4 or 5 years older, so like he would have been sort of 16, 17. And that age, I don't think he had that interest for it. Whereas I'm a young kid. I'm like loving it. And I also didn't have a social life. So that also helped. But no, he doesn't do anything now. He doesn't do YouTube now is what I meant to say. He does stuff. He's a grown adult. He works. He has a life and all that. He doesn't post YouTube videos anymore.
So FIFA 19, would you say, that's a question I guess I'm always interested in. That's when you say full time, right? That's when it turns from a hobby to I say it's a job as such. Is that when you kind of were like, okay, I'm only doing my own channel now? Because I'm guessing you had your finger in a couple of different pies editing, as you said.
Yeah.
Was it then FIFA 19 where you're like, right, this is my channel now and this is what I'm gonna do?
Yeah, pretty much. So I actually before that had just moved home. I used to live with Morgs. If you guys know Morgs.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about this.
Yeah. I loved that period of my life. But at the same time, when you go back and you look at it, I can't watch the videos without cringing, man. It's so bad. But I used to live with Morgs and edit for him. I was an in-house editor there. And then I just roughly around the same time moved home and my channel started doing really well. So yeah, it was sort of like okay, I'm going to try this myself and see where it goes. And thankfully, it went really well. But otherwise, it would have been, I would have been editing for other people or looking for maybe a job in the industry or just moving out of the industry kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of like, that was like I wouldn't say breakout year because, I think you look at breakout years, like Danny Aaron's level breakout year. But like, it was like, for my life, it was like definitely a shaping year for me.
How did you get involved with Morgs and editing? Like, as you say, editing in-house. I mean, for a lot of people, that'd probably be an alien concept of what that actually is and what you're doing. But could you tell us a bit more about that? I'm actually interested myself as well.
It was such a weird part of my life. I loved it. It was just such a weird part of my life. So I met Morgs back in the day. There used to be big Skype groups for like self-promoting and meeting other content creators and kind of just like making friends with people in the industry. And we were all kids at the time, like 15, 16-year-olds, whatever. So there was loads of us in these big Skype group calls, and Morgs was in one of them. Back when he had like 2-3K subs on YouTube, and I was probably around the same size. And we just had a mutual love for WWE. So we both loved the games. We both had it on Xbox at the time. So what ended up happening was we would chat in these group Skype calls with other people and just be fighting each other in WWE at the time. And people would get annoyed at us shouting at each other, like being loud and calling out moves and stuff. So we'd end up going into our own private group call, a private Skype call, and we were just like beating each other up on WWE, and we were just fighting the whole time. And that's kind of where it started. So then from then, we just became really good friends, and as his channel blew up and he started taking over like the UK scene, he needed someone that he could sort of trust. I mean, I'd been around for ages. Like I had no interest in his money or his views or anything like that. I never asked him for anything really. So he knew him and his mum, who lovely woman, by the way, Jill, shout out Morg's mum, Jill. They both asked me if I'd be interested because they wanted to get someone in-house anyway to help with all the production and stuff. they asked me to move in because they knew they could trust me, and they knew that I was like, I wouldn't do anything to like screw them over or try and, because when you get to that level, I think people don't realize that like it's impossible to make new friends unless it's other people that are also at that level. So like you kind of need people you can trust, people that have been around for ages. So that's kind of why I ended up moving in. And obviously I was editing for people at the time anyway. And then it became a bit manic because that's when he started. I started being in the videos after that, and it just started getting it got a bit mad. So
I would imagine from that situation, how long was you editing for Morgs?
it would have been like 4 or 5 months.
Oh,
roughly.
so not. Oh, okay. So I thought it was maybe like a few years at least. But you would have gained a lot of insight from the back end of the channel and editing and taking it into your own channel going forward. I would imagine.
Do you know? Honestly, no.
Oh
No.
There we go. There's the answer.
No, I did learn a lot. I learned a lot, but I wouldn't say I learned a lot in the form of content creation. I feel like it was more so like there was a lot of eye-opening experiences within this industry and sort of learning about people in the industry and how the industry works and sort of who are the people you kind of want to know within the industry and things like that. When like someone starts exploding on that level, all of a sudden a lot of people start to come into that person's life, and not all of them are great people. And I feel like the most effective bit of knowledge I probably took away from that was reading who are the right and the wrong people that sort of come around this industry, I think.
Yeah. I think that's a massive thing. I think like how I always say it with myself and with you, Spen, and to anyone that I talk to, I'm like, your team is more important on YouTube and creation than just you. It goes so much more beyond that than just,
Absolutely.
The final product might be us in front of the camera, but there's so many different moving parts and different people that are involved in that. And as you say, keeping your circle close is very, very important. And that actually brings me on to my next question I was going to ask you. What would your 3 tips be for content creators, people looking to create content, put themselves out there or improve themselves in that regard? I'm guessing you just dropped one of them there.
Yeah. I think the biggest bit of advice I would say to anyone that's starting out or getting involved or maybe seeing a bit of growth on the channel, make friends with like-minded people within the industry, people that are also maybe the same level as you, experiencing the same things. Because the one thing I think I have benefited from massively, I've lived with friends for the last sort of 4 years that also create content, and having them to talk to, relate to, talk about problems and experiences and things like that has been massive, I think, for me. And it's something, I don't really get the same level of relation from like my parents, for example, or people that don't do this as a full-time job. The problems maybe aren't as relatable as for people that have a quote unquote normal job. So I would say that's probably my best bit of advice. I don't know. What do you guys think? What would you say in terms of what would your top tip be, Gorilla?
Well, it's like I was going to say, I vouch for what you've just said. I've experienced it with Tom. We've been teammates for 1.5 years now.
18 months.
Yeah, we went.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. You got me anything? No. But me and Tom went through a period, I think, towards the back end of last year where we wanted to figure out YouTube, because my channel personally, and maybe yours at the time, wasn't where we thought it could be. And as you said, surrounding yourself by like-minded people, whether it's FIFA, whether it's YouTube, or wherever it may be. Like, we went through a period of time where we was watching videos, giving tips to each other, learning things. And I think over an 8 to 10 month period of time since then, I've obviously improved and, figured out stuff, because I wasn't just on my own in my room just trying to figure out. So I think talking to other people, wherever it may be, definitely does help. But in terms of another tip, it's hard to add on to that. I think that's definitely the main one. So you've hit the nail on the head there. Don't know, anything from you?
I can say, back that point up firstly, I think products of your own environment is the 100%. Biggest thing that I'm learning in the whole industry since coming in here 5-6 years ago. I realize now that, the company you keep and the people you speak to, you will act similar to them. I think, like I always say, the 5 or 6 people you're closest to, you will act similar to them without really realizing it at the time. So I think that is definitely key. And I think the other thing is consistency, whether that is uploading the video. It might not be consistency in terms of uploading every day, but consistently going at it, even when things are going badly or going well. Don't drop that consistency just based on your recent, our video's going bad, so I'm going to stop doing it as much, or, I'm not as interested. I think if you consistently go at it and keep doing the right things over and over again, you will find that breakthrough. It might take some time. It might take longer than you want. I remember me and you last year, we did struggle for quite a bit of time working out. We both saw that views were going down. We weren't really making videos we were interested in, but that consistency where we were still turning up every day, still trying to improve, still trying to work. And I think, as you said, you've seen a lot of good results on your end. I'm definitely in a happier place with my own content. So yeah, I'd say if it's not product your own environment being the main one, definitely a level of consistency away from the creation, but also with uploading the videos as well, because, you know, YouTube rewards consistency at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think something that Tom just touched upon, I think chasing the views, obviously, you know, you want to upload videos that are going to get good views, right? But there's been a massive period, I'd say for about 3 or 4 years for me personally, where my views haven't been, you know, at the start, when I started YouTube, my views were really good because, you know, pack openings, people wanted to see it. And it went through a period of time where that wasn't what people wanted to see, and I didn't adapt to what people wanted to watch anymore. So I feel like what Tom said with consistency, you're not going to get the best views every single video, but if you keep going, learning, improving. And I think one thing I've done recently is listening to the YouTube comments, because YouTube comments sometimes can be very negative and not very constructive. But I feel like, you know, if you take the time and people actually give you constructive criticism and you take that on board and just don't disregard it, I think that can help. So, you know, if the views are low, that's going to happen, but go out your way and improve. That's why I always say in anything. If you want to improve, you got to go out your way to do it.
Talking of consistency, Ryan, that brings me on to your channel. What you do, I would say you're very, very consistent at the very what he does. We know we've spoke about this previously, but I was going to ask you, would that be a good word to use for your content and your schedule and how you upload? I'd say you're a fairly consistent person from what I see.
Yeah, consistency has definitely been a staple point of my journey. But I think that came from fear, to be honest. I was always scared that if I didn't carry on uploading, that was it. And I've got a bit better with that over the last sort of year or two, where I've been able to take a bit of time off here and there, and you know, the anxiety of YouTube crashing down if I take a week off has kind of been a little bit better. But definitely, I would say I've been very consistent throughout my sort of journey, probably since about FIFA 19 till now. I've probably maybe missed 4 weeks, 5 weeks in total, I think, which, to be honest, even could have been less than that. I probably could, I think there were times where I didn't even really want to take a break, but I think that's a big thing as well, is like sort of that burnout. So so there's a fine line, isn't there? There is a fine line,
because, you know, as you say, there's that fear. You just want to keep growing all the time, but then, you know, sometimes you might get caught in a rut without realizing, and, you know, you're just constantly going at it. So I have just preached about consistency, but also, you know, finding that fine line between that and a break is definitely important.
I think I suffer from that. Like, even now, like, I've got a boot camp for the next tournament coming up, so I can't stream for 4 or 5 days. And it's on my mind. It's like, I just want to stream.
It's mental, isn't it? I don't think I've relaxed properly.
No,
like,
I've not.
Even when I go on a holiday, I haven't relaxed. Like,
you're always,
it's on your mind. It's always
thinking
something
about it. I think, like, that's maybe reverting back to the point about advice. Maybe some advice I would give is try and find that mental balance, because, you know, people don't post their L's. So everyone thinks that you're supposed to constantly be winning. And no one's constantly winning. I don't care who you are. Not even Mr. Beast is constantly winning, right? Like, so I think people often, myself definitely included, have got over this crazy stressed out scenario because they're worried about like a week or two of dead content and views going down, or whatever, however it relates to another content creator. And in that regard, like, burnout has been probably one of the biggest things that I think I've struggled with, and I know a lot of other FIFA content creators especially have struggled with. So, like, that balance is massive.
I think it's hard to tell yourself, like, take a break.
Yeah, it is.
I think like that, having that own conversation with yourself, saying, I don't want to take a break, but you need to, and actually, you know, take, even if it's a, you know, 1 day off of not playing FIFA, not recording is beneficial. But
So
it's one of the toughest things.
I feel guilty when I talk about this, because it's like, I don't work a hard job.
Yeah.
I don't get up at 7 a.m, go and graft for 12 hours doing hard labor. I don't have like a really stressful on the body job, or I'm not like a nurse or anything like that. You know what I mean? And like those they have it tough, and 100%. I don't have it tough. But at the same time, we do have problems as well. But I do feel guilty when I talk about it. Like, I'm moaning about not taking a week off during FIFA Pro Mode. Like, what is wrong with me?
All you do is play FIFA for a little
exactly.
bit.
Like, what is, you know?
I think it's all circumstantial. Like, you know, everyone has their own battles, you know, but as we know with content creators, obviously playing FIFA, it's a fantastic job, but
it is.
with everything, there's always downsides.
I think the main thing is when we talk about burnout, it's probably from the pressure you put on yourselves to, keep growing your channel, keep getting better. And that mental strain that you have away from the camera where you're like, right, this video needs to do this, or I need to be hitting this amount of views, or, oh, this video is not done very well. That mental stress on yourself will play on you at all hours of the day. Like, it's not really a job where you can turn off. And I agree with you there. There's a lot of people that do a lot of physically taxing jobs and work probably what quote unquote a lot harder than we do in that regard. But it's definitely like the mental strain of, as you say, because you're working for yourself, you don't really ever switch off. There's never really a moment where you say, okay, press the off button. I'm going to sit on the sofa. I'm not going to check social media. I'm not going to check my YouTube studio. I'm not going to check anything. Because it's what we do, right? You have a day off, and before you know it, I'm checking the studio, or I'm checking Twitter, checking my DMs, refreshing something. And I think that's the hard part, just, when you are, as I say, working for yourself or doing your own thing. It's just like being able to say, right, I'm away, and the away is away, which is definitely difficult.
Last thing on probably the whole YouTube side of thing for now. What's your schedule like? So obviously you've told us how you got down here today, but walk us through like a normal week, whether it be recording, live streaming, whatever it may be.
Well, my week, I've done my ankle in recently, so it'll be different now. But like before I did my ankle, I'd probably wake up around 10. The first thing I do is go for a walk. Ever since I incorporated that into my life, it's actually life changing. I'm not even joking. An hour walk a day.
He walks a lot.
Is quality. I love walking's incredible, isn't it?
I didn't think such a simple thing would be so like effective, but I think it's most effective when you do it as soon as you're up, right?
Yeah,
like just do it
first
there and
thing,
then.
As soon as I wake up, straight out. It's better in the summer. I will say that. In the winter, it is a bit of a chore, but yeah, I love it. I love going out for usually about 5 kilometers takes me roughly about 55 minutes, 54 minutes, something like that. But yeah, that'll be the first thing I do. Get home, shower, and then it'll be like admin stuff. So whether it be messaging my manager, Will, seeing what we've got to do for like, if there's a brand deal coming up or something like that. If not, maybe checking emails. Sometimes if I'm just feeling like, I will literally sit there, stick a movie on and play FM for about 4 hours until 5 p.m. And then I'm like, it's time for content. And then I'll get on stream, sort of stream, make the video, get the video up. And then depends on the night. Some nights will be football. Some nights will be playing football, like as in 6-a-side, 5-a-side. Some nights will be watching football. Some nights will just be, whatever. Sometimes I'll just stay on stream and stream FIFA for a few more hours. To be honest, it's a very laid back. I can't lie, it's so laid back. It's so easy. It's so like, it's a very easy life. I've got nothing to complain about in that regard.
But that hour at 6 o'clock is very
hectic.
Very
It is.
I would like you to talk us through this quickly. So what we call it, me and Sven have had a nickname for it. We call it the 6 p.m. rat race.
I love that.
Content comes out at 6, and everyone wants to know, is the content worth it? When EA drop a hero pick or they drop content in game, the first thing they want to do before they spend their own coins on it is say, is it worth it? And they come to people like you who are doing share plays, doing your own packs, and you basically open as many as possible at 6, but also on stream whilst editing at the same time. Please talk me through that.
It used to be difficult. It's become very seamless now. But I'll just join a share play, record the pack, and then as I am joining the next share play, I'll grab the footage, put it in Premiere Pro, snip each side off, maybe put a little transition in between each clip, and then it's the next one. But it's like, my videos don't, like, if I was editing one of my videos, it'd take me 5 minutes to edit. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it's little 30-second segments in between. So I'll do it whilst I'm joining like the next share play, because it's not super difficult to edit. And then as soon as we've done the share plays, whack some music on, export, upload, and it's done. 6:30
within about 25 minutes of the content coming out.
I remember one time I saw like you uploaded maybe like 10 share plays, 15 share plays, like 25:06.
Oh yeah, my record was I think 22:06 was the quickest.
And 22.
And that was a 10-minute video as well. So I was like, I was shocked.
And to get a thumbnail as well.
Exactly, yeah. Shout out Criminal FIFA, my thumbnail guy.
Oh, does he do your feet?
He's
your
a legend.
thumbnails?
Yeah, he's so good. I'll message him 1 minute past 6. I'm like, yo, you there? He's like, yeah. He doesn't. I don't even need to tell him what I want anymore. He just knows. Yeah, he just gets it. Then about 6:05, the thumbnail's there. Everything's in. It's lovely. I used to make my own thumbnails though. That was a process. That made life a lot more difficult. Then it was like, after the video, then I'd have to make my own thumbnail, and I'd be watching the share plays through OBS because I had my main monitor had Photoshop on it. So that made life a lot more difficult. But then since Sahil came around, it's been a lot easier.
Would you say so? I'd imagine icon or like the people want to see that, like the icon pics, or
anything that's new, anything that's not been seen in the FIFA before. So like this year, this stuff was campaign bag picks, the store packs, the World Cup or Prime Icon packs. Anything that we haven't seen in the previous FIFA is like always the most hyped, the most excited, the most views. And then anything that we've already had before, it will be icons, heroes, and then sort of like team of the season, team of the year down, as we go down.
Moving on to Haber, past the content creator we know, away from FIFA and away from YouTube for a sec, more about yourself. I see you're a bit of a football player. You don't mind seeing a few of your free kicks going around, good striker of the ball?
Well, yeah, solid striker of the ball, probably like 18 stamina. But yeah, great. You know, if I've got a free kick and I've just been subbed on, not bad.
What do you think? What is it with football? You've been playing it your whole life, or is it something you got into later? Or
yeah, so played it a lot as a kid. I had a couple of trials here and there. Nothing ever like I was never close to getting into any academies or anything like that. But then from sort of the age of like 13 onwards, I stopped playing Sunday League for some reason. I don't even remember why. But I always would just go down weekly with my mates and we just like hit a ball or play cuppies or Wembley singles, whatever people call it.
yeah,
So then I kind of, whilst everyone was just playing football and staying physically fit, I'm just there like doing the least possible running, but just taking free kicks all the time.
Yeah.
So I kind of became pretty good at hitting a ball. It's probably like the one thing I've got in my locker that is a bit better than the average person is like the way I hit a ball. And it's just from like, just from constantly kicking balls.
You said, correct me if I'm wrong, but you play Power League now or before you hurt your ankle, of course?
Well, yeah. So I play so much football now. I've recently got way back into it. So I play 6-a-side, I play Sunday League, and then we train on a Wednesday and a Thursday as well.
Okay.
So 4 times a week at the moment.
What do you prefer, Sunday League or Power League?
6-a-side.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Because the thing with 6-a-side, and no offense to any of my teammates if they're watching this, right? I am quite comfortably the best in our team, right? So what our game plan is, I'll sit up top, everyone else is behind the ball, and they just give me the ball, and I'll just go do everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that sounds really arrogant. I'm not trying, like I know I'm not some incredible footballer, but like I'm all right at football. I know it doesn't look like it, you know.
Possible to Haber and he'll score.
Yeah, I'm like Ronaldo, but after his career, R9, you know, like when R9 stopped playing and started gaining the weight. That's me now. So no, but I'm an all right striker. So they'll basically everyone we play drop back one depth, one striker up top, move the ball up to me, and I'll just kind of sprint around the defender and score.
I like the game plan. Is this practice for football? Are you building up to a certain Creators Cup? Did I see you announced in a Creators Cup coming up soon?
Yeah, so I'm a little bit overwhelmed at the minute because I love charity matches, and every single one that's messaged me, I've said yes, and I forgot all the dates for them, so I don't know. I feel like I might have double booked, and I'm a little bit nervous about that. But I think there's like 4 or 5 coming up. I'm so excited. I love charity matches. Absolutely love it. I just love playing football, which is why I'm gutted because, a week ago on Sunday, I don't know when this will go out, but it's 21st of March now. So like, what was it? Like the 13th of March. I got absolutely snapped in Sunday League. So
Sunday.
Yeah, to be fair, the guy got the ball, but he's, you know, every Sunday League team has got that one absolute madhead who just like, he's just usually bold and tattooed.
angry at life.
Very angry. Sean Dyche's looking bloke.
Yeah.
And he just went through the back of me, took my ankle out. So I basically sprained my ankle. I think I snapped 2 ligaments in my ankle. And then my physio thinks I've broken the lateral malleus part of my fibula, which is like the non-weight bearing bone in your leg.
Yeah.
Although I'm not getting an X-ray because I don't want to know. I don't want to know if I have or not. I feel like that.
Well, you don't know it won't hurt you, yeah.
Exactly. I'm just like,
it.
you know. So we're working. I've got Will's great. Everyone in my life's called Will apparently. My physio Will. He's great. We're working to try and get back. I feel like a professional footballer. Yeah, we're working to try and get back. You know, I'm working with the club staff. We're trying to get but yeah, I'm trying to get back for the charity matches that are coming up. Hopefully. So yeah, I think as far as we're aware, we should be all right for the charity matches.
What's the best stadium you played at? Were you a part of the Carrow Road match?
Yeah, played at Carrow Road. That was great. I hit the post from the halfway line.
Oh,
I was good. That would have been amazing. That would have been the best moment of my life. That was incredible. That's the only professional stadium I've ever played at. But most of the charity matches are on Astro. I do like Astro.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so every charity match bar that one that I've played in is on AstroTurf, and that's the only one on actual grass. And because it's obviously a professional stadium, at the time they were in the Premier League, so it was a Premier League stadium. So because it was like a car, it was ridiculous. It was a carpet. It was just I've never seen anything like it before. In Sunday League, I'm pretty sure like the pitches are like my retention, like it's going up and down. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. So like the pitches are nuts in Sunday League. They're awful. Like the bounces go everywhere. And this, like the ball it bounced perfectly every time. So now it makes me even more mad when I see United players and they take a bad touch. I'm like, how? How?
Yeah.
No, but that was great. That was amazing. That was one of the best days of my life, I think.
Understandable. You haven't played any Premier League grounds, have you?
Have you?
No, I haven't.
The way you said it,
only one here.
Are you playing in any charity matches?
No, that's the thing. I do want to try and get involved, just because I love like the way it's the one time all the creators get together, isn't it? Like the one time, what was a big one, the Sidemen one. You see all the big creators, you see all the charity ones, Carrow Road. Yeah, like
that was nuts.
And it shows how powerful we all are, especially when we all come together and how much interest there is. I think it's a great thing. And
should do a pro FIFA one.
Yeah, it's good to get the clips out as well, right? When someone falls over.
Who do you think in the pro FIFA scene? Who do you reckon the best baller is?
What, in England or just in
We'll go in England because I don't know anyone else.
Yeah.
Tom's not too bad.
Put me in there.
We was in Copenhagen for a Club World Cup, so a 2v2 tournament. I think when was it?
August last year. Yeah.
August last year. It was getting pitch black towards the end. Tom comes on. He crosses. I'm like, he's on the halfway line. He crosses it to me on the back post. Doesn't come to me. He goes in the back of the net.
Yeah,
that's how
claiming I'm in it. Yeah.
2 minutes of the game, by the way.
There is a few good players. Tex is okay, but he's similar to what you said you were in five-a-side. Like he will only stand in the opponent's box. And he makes it very. He's like, Tom, if we're on a team, you're defending and I'll attack. I'm normally, because I play Sundays anyway. I'm normally like, I'll try and be the guy that defends, because I know everyone when they play five-a-side, right, they just want to score, don't they? Everyone wants the clips. But yeah, I'm more of a defender. There is a few others. I think Zahinio's good.
Yeah, Brazilian.
And we do have the Premier League coming this weekend, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of players there. That might be even a game there, but I'm happy to be in the debate. Yeah, if you want to put me in there.
Kyle Rowley. Yeah.
Oh, we do have someone that plays semi-pro. So he plays like.
Oh yeah, that's cheating. Though.
I'm calling him a footballer more than a FIFA player. But he is at the Premier League playing FIFA, and if we had a pickup game after, I'm sure he'd absolutely run the show. He's like cheating. Yeah,
he went to. I was in the same class as him in secondary school.
Really?
But then, like me and him were in the same class, and then I met him at E-Prem maybe 2 years ago. But like, yeah, he's really good at football.
There's a lad there. We did a charity match last year, and there's a lad called D Campion who's a semi-pro footballer as well. Yeah. And he comes on the second half, and he's just rinsing everyone. It's like, all right,
we get it, mate. Yeah. It's like when Haaland scores for City, right? And everyone's like, all right, we get it, mate. You can score some goals. You know,
like, you're boring.
Can you stop now, please? You're embarrassing us. But yeah, with the football, I've seen quite a few of your clips. Talk to me about your Twitter. It seems a pretty popular place, I'd say. For a creator, you're one of the more active ones. I think me and Spen. I mean, you're a bit more active than me. I'm terrible at tweeting and stuff like that.
I wish I wasn't terrible. I'm chronically online. Honestly. Twitter is the best and worst place anywhere. Yeah. Like, it can be amazing and then it can just be absolutely awful. I really do enjoy Twitter, but at the same time, I feel like if I just took a break from it, I'd probably be a better person.
Yeah. It's such a fine line, because I come on there sometimes and I'll tweet something. I feel, I like that. Like, people are being positive and, I'm enjoying my time here. And then I'll see like one bit of negativity or one person just saying something bad. And I'm like, I'm just going to stay away from it for now. Like, I think I have too much of a volatile relationship with it. But as you said, best and worst thing, because it is part of our career as well, right? It's part of what we do. And it's part of how we do it. What would you say, Spen?
I feel like it's FOMO with anything, but with Twitter, it's like, at 6 p.m, I just want to see. I just want to see what's going on for content. But even outside of FIFA, I just want to know what's going on, whether it's social media, whatever it might, something in real life. I think it's the FOMO for me, where I'm on Twitter every day. I don't want to look at my phone and see how long I'm on it for, because I might be a bit
Avoid the
disturbed.
screen time.
Yeah,
at all costs.
avoid it.
Avoid it at all costs. And on the topic of Twitter, this could be seen as a sensitive subject, but something that we have spoke about.
Trigger warning.
Yeah, something that we have spoke about, and something that I can only commend you for your bravery and what you did. It was a very big moment in the FIFA community, something that I haven't seen before. You actually coming out and announcing it on Twitter. I mean, talk to me about that, because that's something that, you know, as I said, never seen before, and something that I think is very, very brave and very. I applaud you. Very courageous.
Well, thank you. I
Courageous?
appreciate
Is
that.
Correct. I've never heard that one before.
I appreciate
Courageous?
that. No, well, I saw that guy get a FIFA card. I thought, I just want a card of the game. I never planned on coming out, to be honest. To me, it's always been a normal thing in my life. So I never intended on ever doing a whole post about it. It was never a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And I know my parents are very supportive and open people, and I knew that I never had to make a big deal to them. I never had to go to them and come out. In fact, like, I knew it was never an issue, so I didn't intend on doing it. And then it was, I think it was the night where I forget his name, but the Australian lad got that objective, and it was one of the most toxic nights in the FIFA community, because people were just reacting horrifically to him getting an objective for him coming out in the football scene. And I did this like hour-long rant on stream, because the amount of people were just talking shit and, you know, giving me shit and stuff like that, like, for backing it. But what I realized is there was a lot of people in the stream at the time that actually were finding comfort and positivity from me defending it. And you know, because, like, obviously there'll be people in chat, but if the streamer sort of lays down the law, chat can't really do anything. Like, the streamer dictates how the stream goes, so I can just ban people that are toxic or whatever. And there was a lot of people that sort of found comfort within that. So I thought about it and just thought, you know, as someone with a following online, I kind of felt responsible to maybe post something about it or come out in that regard, because I thought, you know, there's potential, even if it's one single person out of however many people follow me on Twitter, that finds comfort or finds help or finds, you know, any kind of like anything positive from that with their own life and their own experiences. It's a benefit. It's a positive. You know, it's a net positive. So that was pretty much the only reason why I did. It was to try and, you know, I thought, like, if people had an area to direct the hate and stuff like that, it would take it off of other people that are maybe seeing it, and that, you know, that makes them feel like shit. They don't want to come out. They don't want to. And to be honest, it's been great since. Like, I've had so many people. I've had a lot of shit. But, like, you know, I know what I'm getting into with this job. I kind of expected it. But I've had a lot of people that have been very positive about it. I remember one guy specifically. I remember about a year ago now messaged me. I'm not going to mention names of it, but he messaged me saying that he thinks that his son was in the closet, and he was saying to me, like, he just basically wanted to know my advice on how he should approach it. Things like that, like. That's exactly why, like, having a dad come to me because he wants to, you know, better connect with his son and he wants to understand his son better, that sort of thing, being able to help him, massive. Like, that is exactly why I came out and felt the need to make it public, just because I thought there was a sort of responsibility having that audience to do so. Other than that, I probably wouldn't have done it, because I just didn't feel like I needed to. Like, I don't think it's a thing that, it's not abnormal. It's not, you know, it's not something that you have to, like, announce to the world, in my opinion. Some people feel the need to, and I respect that. But for me, it wasn't something I ever felt like I had to announce.
What would you say? Would you say the positive experience have outweighed the negative with it, or?
Oh, you know, on the night of it, I lost nearly 2,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Really?
Wow.
That's crazy, isn't
that
it?
is,
That is mental.
mind blowing.
But, like, at the same time, I think there was, like, the tweet got like 50,000 likes. It was filled with creators that I never even spoke to, like, saying nice things, positive things and stuff like that. So, like, I would say, like, it's probably 50-50. Like I said, I can take it. I'm not, you know, it's never been a problem for me dealing with hate or dealing with negativity online, really. I've always been able to, you know, there are times it gets you down. There are times where you know, maybe, like, you get on, you're having a bad day anyway, and then seeing someone give you shit, it will definitely add to that. But I've never really, like, I've never suffered badly from just people talking online to me, because, you know, it's always been a part of my job. So I always focused on the positive, and the positive was huge. Like, it was a massive positive. Like, the support was incredible, and I just hope that it was it give other people courage. That was the main thing for me.
I think as you said, I think the positives, with the comments, you're always going to get people that are going to be negative. You can't stop that regardless of what it's going to be, because they can hide behind a profile, no real name associated to their account. And so I respect what you're doing. And I think, as you said, even if you can help that one person, and there's probably more than one that you have helped since then. So
my hat's off to you. Have you got any advice for people that might be in a similar situation, or come across that? Was anything that you've learned from your experience and what's happened since?
I'd just say be yourself, to be honest. Like, I think this doesn't even go for people that are maybe closeted or anything like that. It goes for just in general. I feel like there is this need in society these days to be a different person. Like I said earlier, people only really post their wins. I feel like people feel this need now on social media to constantly be winning, to be the top guy, to be everyone's favorite person. Like, oh, this guy's great, he's awesome. Just be yourself, to be honest. There's so much weight off your shoulders if you're just yourself constantly. And I think that whether that is coming out, whether that's just, talking the way you'd talk to your friends in person, whether that's like saying, oh, I'm having a bad day today, like anything, like just being yourself, I think is the main thing. I think social media's created this like awful area online where people feel they have to kind of play a part, and you don't. You really don't. Like, no, I can't lie to you, no one cares. Even if you get a couple 100,000 subs on YouTube, no one cares, bro, because there's Mr. Beast on 100 million subs. Like, you know what I mean? I remember when I first started doing really well on YouTube, probably about 2 years ago now, and I was getting like 100k views a video. I thought I was the shit. No one cares. No one cares. You're like, you know what I mean? So like, just be yourself.
Definitely agree with that. Yeah. Sometimes that you can let it go. You start to feel a bit like indestructible, like you can't be beaten.
Absolutely.
Like when you have a blow up, or you start getting a load of views, you feel like you can do anything. And what I try and remember to myself is it's very easy just to switch off from that online world if you want to. You just step away from it. If as you say, with people online, and you overall a positive experience, but you would have had a lot of negativity. I saw it myself, the amount of people that, I can't quite frankly believe that the things they type on there is ridiculous, but it's very easy. Oh, it's not very easy, but it's something that I've tried to learn from, is that to step away from it. Like, what happens online isn't always, the be all and end all, even though it can feel like it for us when, we are creators online. It is our whole job. But, as you say, to be able to step away from it is definitely something that's helped me in that regard.
Obviously, if anyone's watching, any questions for Haber, then put it down in the comments and he will reply.
I actually will.
I'll make sure he does.
Yeah, no, I actually do. Whenever I do any kind of like content with other people, I literally am that guy that always reads comments. Even if they're bad, I'm just like, yeah, you know what? Well, you don't know anything, pal, do you? Like, but enough about me, right? Because we've spoke about me for a very long time, I feel like, and I've waffled so much. I want to know about you guys, because obviously you said you got boot camp coming up, right? I haven't kept up with the pro scene in a while. I can't lie to you, because
I don't blame you.
Like, it's just, for me, EA haven't really spiced it up enough. I want to know. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth, though. I want to know, what do you think of the pro scene this year? And what this tournament coming up? I feel like a dad right now. Your dad's like asking you about FIFA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like talk to me, Spen.
The pro scene is not where it once was. I think prime competitive FIFA was FIFA 17 up until before COVID. And I think ever since COVID's happened and we came back into it, things just aren't the same. I don't think the interest is there where it was before. But I think with the new EA FC game coming out, I'm hoping that sparks a lot of new interest and some new features. But meantime, I have the E-Premier League tournament. So as this is recording, we have about 4 days of practice. And then we have the E-Premier League tournament where we will be representing his favourite team, Tottenham Hotspur.
So how do you practice? What does that entail? Is that just Div Rivals?
No, it's got much harder since I first signed up to this. Like 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, it was a case of just, playing champs on the weekend, playing some rivals in the week. And then obviously the level's gone up. I think FIFA 20, it changed a lot because of COVID. You saw this next generation of kids who were 14 to 16 that had obviously looked up to people like Spen and gone, I want to be like him. And I think we noticed after COVID, the level of competition went up. FIFA 21 was the first time when I thought, oh yeah, everyone I was playing was suddenly 16 or 17.
Yeah.
Feeling like a granddad at 22 at the time. I thought, I'm getting old here. I'm now 24. I definitely feel old. But I think the main thing with practice now is a lot of it is just a lot of pros will now have coaches. They all have coaches in their corner. sorting out, small tactical details, sorting out why. Basically, every time we concede a goal, it will be VOD reviewed. You'll be looking back at it. Why has that happened? You'll notice patterns. Same way if you're not scoring. And also just formations. I think the game's turned into a lot of formation wars in the last couple of years. I think when FIFA 19 was around FIFA 20, it was a lot like 4-2-3-1 and 4-4-2 at best. Now there's about 8 formations you've got to know like the back of your hand. Like there's so many.
5 at the back, 3 at the back, 4 at the back.
Yeah, there's so many different things. But I think the pro scene's probably quieting down because I have a theory where it's harder to replicate what pros do in the sense that Foot Champs isn't quite the same that it was. And that was a big thing for us, wasn't it? Like one of my big things was playing on a Friday morning, putting myself on the leaderboard, and everyone goes, oh, Tom's on the leaderboard. Let me go check his stream out. And then they come over and they go, actually, this isn't too bad. I might stick around here. And I think ever since Foot Champs kind of went, it's hard to like relate to the casual player with elite rivals because like elite, no one's going to get to elite division rivals. It's such a hard grind and such a long grind.
I just think there's no point in improving. If you're a casual player, what are you improving for?
I agree with that 100%.
There's no rewards anymore that are like worth the grind.
Literally. I remember back in like FIFA, well, even literally like FIFA 21, FIFA 22, FIFA 20, like back when it was 30 games and elite 23 wins was like most, I would even say casual players dreaming of that, or like 20 wins for gold one. Nowadays it's like, bro, I remember last year, I think last year was the first year they implemented the 20 games, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I would give away my first 7 games and play champs in an hour. Because it'd be an hour to get 11-0, and then I get my rewards, and that is it. And it's just like, that to me, I agree. I feel like that's definitely would have killed off a lot of the excitement for the pro scene. Yeah.
Because for us, it's like, for a casual person, you speak to my mates, they'll say, well, I should get to 11, and there's no point pushing for that high reward. And I do get a lot of comments for it because I'm one that's always trying to push for 30 games again. Obviously, it suits my agenda, right? I want to play as many games as possible on the weekend. But yeah, I think that'll be part of it. And I think not having the LAN events as well, it's hard to support when you're playing from your bedroom or playing from an office. And, you don't get that face-to-face. I mean, when you won the world champion, you get the 200,000 prize pool, you get the big trophy, you get, pictures with Ruud Gullit, was it at the time, was up there?
Yeah, a few players. I mean, I've got the best awards, haven't I?
Yeah, then you got, and that kind of thing is massive. And I think that meant a lot of people were like, hold on, that's gorilla with Ruud Gullit there. But now if you win a major tournament at home, you're running around and you're having a little celebration on your carpet and then you're ordering Nando's within 20 minutes. It's not quite, it doesn't hit. I think similar as football did, it suffered, a lot of people, I don't think I remember a single game from COVID off the back of my head. It's so hard to remember that. And I think FIFA went through the same thing. And, we are now recovering. I think a lot more events are starting to become in person again. And yeah, I think next year, the EA Sports FC is where a lot of the pros are hoping that, we can go back to what we would call it a regular season where you're playing a lot of tournaments in person. And hopefully, if EA is watching, Foot Champs improvement, that would be great.
That would be. I would play Foot Champs again if they brought back 30 wins, elite, all that sort of stuff. I always thought we kind of need rivalries. I feel like within the pro scene, like influencer boxing has got massive. Let's just like call someone out. You don't have to fight them. Just like when I think it was Tex versus M Dossery. That was exciting. I was actually buzzing to watch those games. Like it felt, there was excitement to it. Like let's see more of that. We need more like almost like personality. Yeah. But the problem is that EA don't give enough to the pro scene, in my opinion. So
I agree. I mean, obviously we're going to be biased, but it's good to hear it from you as a casual.
I always thought like, why would you be a pro when you could be a content creator and make 10 times more? Because the prize pools, like there's nowhere near as many orgs in here as there are in Apex or Fortnite or any CSGO, any of those, because the opportunity is so much smaller. And it's like, I don't know. I've always thought like EA needs to be doing a lot more with that.
Yeah, I think rivalry, as we said with COVID, right? You can't really have a rival when you're playing someone from Germany and it's in your bedroom. Yeah. But when you're at a tournament and you're over a screen to him saying, I'm better than you, sit down kind of thing. It gets people going. It's what people want to see. It's the same, with football. If I'm ever going to watch a game and I'm going to enjoy Spurs Arsenal, do you know what I mean? The rivalries are what we do it for. And I think definitely something that the whole scene needs to work on, calling each other out, being a bit more brave and putting yourself on the line. You might look like an idiot. You might lose the game, look like an idiot, but it's worth it for, as you say, Tex Dosari is one of the biggest rivalries you've ever seen. It come from Dosari getting up and celebrating and tweeting about him. And I think that kind of thing, hopefully in the future, we'll see a lot more of. And hopefully, You know, before you know it, maybe we'll just have a fight.
Yeah, well, we
throw a
need,
controller at someone.
we need LAN events, so I think constant LAN events and that type of stuff, well, I think will just naturally happen anyways. But
Yeah. On the topic, I'll move away from Pro FIFA
Yes.
now, and I'll come on to FIFA, and specifically what is going on in the game right now. We have a big promo this week, one of my favourites in Foot Birthday. What do you reckon? Excited for
I'm
it?
buzzing. I'm absolutely. But have you seen the card designs?
so
Woo!
good,
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
All timers, absolute all timers. I love Foot Birthday. Foot Birthday's class.
Who's your favourite? Question, Joy, for you. One player from Foot Birthday. Who is your favourite? I'll start. Mbappe when he got that 5-star.
That was a class
He
card.
was naughty.
Oh, I've got a couple. Do you remember Perisic when he had that 5-star card?
No,
You don't. Like,
my memory's
I
awful.
want to say it was 21.
Oh, so not too long ago.
Might have been
then.
20, but I think it was 21. He had a 5-star card that was incredible. I feel like it was an SBC. I might be wrong on that. And then I think Royce also had an SBC.
Yeah.
And that Royce card was unbelievable. His finesse shots were just broken. I loved that card so much.
No, there were some really good ones. Like even Suarez, he stands out to me. I think he got
I
one.
don't even remember Suarez getting one.
Yeah, he
Oh,
got.
that's
I think it was
bad
like the
for me.
purpley design, and then Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, I
Ronaldo.
remember Ronaldo. That was last year, wasn't it?
Yes,
Ronaldo.
yes,
Yeah.
it was. 5-star,
Joe, I
5-star.
want this year in Kunku.
Oh,
we get a
yeah.
5-star, 5-star every year. Give it like a
He's
94 in
crazy.
Kunku. It'd be unreal, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It's
Unreal.
my favourite card this year.
So
it's the
good.
one that
So good.
I'm
That Path to
bashing.
Glory.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
it's so
I'm
good.
all over it. Yeah, it's literally my favourite card. But for Foot Birthday, was there a Milinkovic Savic in FIFA 19? An objective card, maybe.
I do
But
feel like there was. I feel
yeah.
like there was a surge. Yeah.
And I remember that. I remember FIFA 20 because that was the first year of COVID, wasn't it? And we were all locked down. Foot
Yeah.
Birthday came out, and I was like, I just sat on the game.
It might have been 20 that I'm thinking of like Perisic and Royce and that. I remember there was like they killed it one year with Foot Birthday. I want to say it was that.
Yeah, it would have been. I think 19 and 20 are two that I remember well. Where I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, that promo
yeah.
was so good. And I think this year's got potential with that card design.
Well,
out.
we're getting Icon for birthdays as well, which is the first we've ever had.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be.
What will that consist of?
I mean, I did a concept yesterday, a Wayne Rooney with 5-star.
I saw that. I
Yeah.
did. That was class. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Give me
That would
Wazza.
be-
I've seen a few. I feel like it'd just be like Team of the Year icon, similar like
You reckon?
upgraded stats, dynamic image, hopefully position changes, hopefully skill move and weak foot upgrades. But they do also we usually get around Foot Birthday time like prime icon player picks, that sort of
Yes.
stuff. So
Yeah.
we're getting to that point now where content should hopefully start to really ramp up.
Yeah, I noticed that. It goes through a bit of a dry patch off Team of the Year, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, Team of the Year is like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. Then everyone calms down for a little
Yeah.
bit. And then like during this, like, after Foot Birthday, going into Team of the Season, it starts to rise up again. It's always a good time to play. How do you feel about the promo-themed icons? The new addition this year, really, isn't it? With the way we're adding, Team of the Year icons, changing it up. I'm guessing it's going to happen for Foot Birthday. Natural progression had to happen, or do you think it's overkill? Do you think it's too much?
I don't know if it's overkill because I'm not opposed to having them, but they are super expensive. Like that Ronaldinho, I mean, for a long period of time, he was extinct. I mean, even now, if you want to get him, he's like 10, 11 million coins. And coins aren't exactly the easiest thing to get with no, good rewards in the game at the moment.
True. I like it. Obviously we had heroes last year, didn't we? We had like
Yes.
shapeshifter heroes and whatnot. So I feel it makes sense.
Yeah, it
Like,
does make sense,
I
yeah.
honestly didn't think we get it though. I thought there'd be some kind of licensing constrictions, but the fact we've got promo icons is really cool. I think to me, the thing I'm looking forward to is long term, right? July, August time. That icon campaign bag is going to hit differently.
Yeah.
Like all the icons from the year, World Cup, Team of the Year, Foot Birthday, if we get like shapeshifters again, like all in one campaign bag, 95 rated squads to complete, like 8
Yeah.
of them, like you're selling the house to complete it, but it'll be the most exciting player pick ever. That's what I'm buzzing for. I
Yeah.
feel like we'll get something like that soon, which will be incredible.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of endgame FIFA, where you just
Yeah.
literally just submitted anything you've got. You
Yeah.
built this whole thing for a year. Now it's like just get everything gone and open any pack that you can.
I'm the opposite. I am. I don't like the back end of FIFA because it's so clear to me. It's like, okay, the game's coming to an end. The new FIFA's coming out here. Have all the content that you should have had at the early stages of FIFA.
Yeah.
Take it for what it is.
But and then the new FIFA is getting promoed like trailers. So it's like you kind of really know that the new one's coming out. So I'm being a bit negative.
No,
Little bit
I like
negative.
it because I think it's that the thing is you can't do it too early. I think we've noticed that this year, right? When stuff comes out too early, it affects the market a lot.
Absolutely.
The
And it-
market at the moment.
Yeah, like it completely ruins it. So I think having it all at the end is probably the best way for it to work. But yeah, talking about Team of the Year icon, I think it was a natural progression, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With EA, I don't necessarily agree with this, but you know, they've gone for the route where there is a promo every single week now. There is new things every single day practically, and there's new cards. And I think they had to do it to stay with the power curve. Otherwise, before you know it, icons would become redundant in a sense where, you know, so many good cards are coming out. And, you know, if any viewers watching, I'd love to hear your opinion on this. Get it in the comments. Do you agree with EA constantly bringing out new cards, keep bringing these new stuff out, the Team of Year icons, or do you want to strip it back to FIFA 13, 14 and just have gold rares? I don't think it'd work now. I think we've gone too far.
I do miss the days of a Barbo up front with Doumbia. So maybe give me FIFA 14 any day of the week.
I think it's just the way it is now, isn't it? The way the game works. That now you've given everyone everything. You can't take it away. You can't say, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to strip it back. Yeah. You know, you're going to be using 91 Messi in January still. I think them days are long gone.
That would be interesting. Should we move over to football now? Premier League?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk Premier League.
Man United fan. I support West Brom, Man United, so two teams.
I don't think you can do that.
No, we
I'm
can.
not sure that works.
We are. And
until West Brom get promoted, then I'm guessing you're all in on West Brom.
Yeah, but everyone always asks me, when I'm streaming, so what team do you support? West Brom, but I also follow United because my dad supports United and I've always watched them growing up, so I'm kind of on your side here. So I should be on that side of the table, to be honest, but how's the season going so far for Spurs? And we'll get to United as well.
That laugh says everything. We have to talk about it. You know what? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I think Spurs are in a very difficult situation here. And I don't actually know the next move because a lot of the heat falls on the owners. Yep. A lot of it goes to Levy and the people above him. And, you know, we should have invested at the right time. I think we did miss a window with Pochettino. We got to the Champions League final. It was like, congratulations, you're not going to spend a penny. And, you know, the team goes like that. And a lot of the players are still around doing well. Kyle Walker, Trippier, them kind of players have moved on and done well. And I think after Pochettino, he realised that he had a squad there, the likes of Kane and Son Lloris, that we couldn't have another project. You know, we'd had a project under Poch and it was like build this team from scratch. And, you know, he's gone for the winner's route. But the only problem with the winner's route is to win, they need absolutely everything. Mourinho can't have someone not being signed. Same way with Conte. He needs a very specific player. And if it doesn't go right, it goes very, very wrong. It goes wrong very quickly and goes south.
But quickly on Spurs before we go over to United. Next manager, if you had to pick between Pochettino and Tuchel?
Poch. I'm not having Tuchel.
Really?
Tuchel is similar to Conte and Mourinho where it's like, do it now.
I don't know.
And build now. And Pochettino would have to rip up the squad. It starts with getting rid of Kane. I think there is a sense of if we keep Kane, it's like you have to do it right now. Yeah. If you're going to build a project, Kane might, similar to Ronaldo with Man United, where, you know, it put pressure on the team of you have to win now. And Kane deserves it. I am Kane's biggest fan. I think he deserves to go Man City, he deserves to go somewhere like that, get his goals, get his trophies. And I think, if you go down the Thomas Tuchel route, it's like you're trying to win now again. And to me, that project has failed. We've tried it Mourinho, tried it with Conte, and you're going to have to rip it all up and go again, in my opinion, and change a lot of the squad. And that is not me saying I want Kane sold, by the way. That's just me saying if you are going to start a new project, you might see a thing similar to United where, you know, Ronaldo had to be the fall guy and then you kind of build a whole new team around it. And, you know, hopefully Kane gets the success that he deserves because I know he deserves it.
Well, it's tough for him. He's got a year left on his contract. And I saw as well on Twitter again this morning, he's apparently going to force a move this summer.
Oof.
Which is
would you take him at United? Or?
Absolutely, I'd take him at United. He's been the best striker in Europe's top 5 leagues for most of the last 5 seasons. I'd say Benzema and Lewandowski have taken it 1 year here, 1 year there. But if you look at Kane's consistent level, it's ridiculous. It's 20 goals a season in the Premier League. That's nuts, right? That's insane. Yeah. I don't think you can ever turn him down. Like he is absolutely phenomenal. Like, I know he's turning 30 soon, and apparently players die when they turn 30. But to me, I'd take Harry Kane, even if it's for 3 years. I think we'd win the Premier League with him. I really do.
It gives me Robin van Persie vibes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think you know they'd be asking for a lot. I think price tag's 100 million.
Yeah,
it's a bit absurd, but I'd take him.
I think for Kane, he asked to leave before Nuno got appointed. He said he wanted to go, didn't get his move, and they kind of said, well, you know, we're getting Mourinho in, we're getting Conte in, we're going to make this big thing, like it's going to be so good. And that has failed on him now, and I think he deserves, he's earned his right. I don't think any Spurs fan would be angry with him and say, you know, you've deserted us. Or there's always that talk, he hasn't played well in a cup final, but the team doesn't play well. We're not an attacking team. He scored an absurd amount of goals. He scored 21 in the Prem. And he doesn't look that good because Haaland is a robot. 21 goals in that team that is not the most creative. We don't have many creative players. Kane does the creating himself. And as you said, I think in a team I think it'd be between United and City. I don't think City would have him because of Haaland. So I think it would look like that. But then obviously he wants that guarantee in his head that if he has 3 years at United, they will compete. And I think right now you could say they would. I think they're on that path that in 2 or 3 years I could definitely see United winning the league.
They've already won a trophy.
Yeah.
So it'd be a travesty if Kane went his entire career without a trophy.
I know.
Like, can you imagine him? He breaks a Premier League record. He does all these things, but then he goes trophyless. That'd be crazy. The guy deserves some silverware in that trophy cabinet. I do feel a bit bad for him.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with you as well. Poch is the guy. I think you need to rebuild. You don't need to be honest, if I was looking at Spurs, I would say get rid of Kane, get rid of Lloris, get rid of Son. I know these are all amazing players and some of the best players in that team, but at the same time, like, you need a proper rebuild of that club from the ground up. You need to get rid of 10 plus players this summer.
It's like United.
Literally, yeah. Like it's the same sort of, it's like Arsenal. Arsenal, Arteta comes in and he's got rid of, over the years, Aubameyang. No one would ever dream of getting rid of Aubameyang, right? He was their top striker. He carried them to an FA Cup. But, like, he had to go. He got rid of Lacazette, loads of players, so many players along the line that Arteta has sort of got rid of. And look at them now. So,
yeah.
Sorry to bring up Arsenal and their success,
it is exactly that. I think a lot of Spurs fans do look at Arsenal now and they say, like, that's how you want to be run. Like,
absolutely.
It was as simple as that. Whatever Arteta wants, he gets. And we could base it around that club, like whatever he wants, he gets. And I think that seems the key to success these days is whatever a manager wants, it has to be completely with his vision and how he works. The same way with Klopp, whenever he gets what he wants, they spent ridiculous money on Van Dijk and Alisson at the time, and everyone's going, what? No way. It works like that. Same way Man City, if Guardiola doesn't want him, it doesn't happen. Where, at Spurs, sometimes I'm thinking, Jed Spence, was he a Conte signing? A few others, were they really Conte signings? And Conte says it himself, like he said it about Spence that, maybe it wasn't his signing, maybe it was the club trying to put their own print on things. So, yeah, I think Spurs, difficult situation, and unfortunately, Arsenal are the envy. And I'm probably willing to admit, I think they win the league now. We're 26 games in. I've been waiting on but you've got that hard fixture. They've overcome all of it.
Yeah.
And
I still think it comes down to the Man City game. If Man City beat them, because remember last season we was watching, I think Man City versus Villa. I know it's a bit of a different scenario, but I said to you, Man City were 2-0 down. I said they'll come back, and they came back.
Yeah,
I feel like you can't count Man City. I do think Arsenal will win the league, but if Man City beat them, it's going to be very interesting.
Saw about City recently as well. Like they kind of woke up.
Yeah.
They've been absolutely destroying teams the last few weeks. I think, to me, I think it is down to Man City, but I don't know if it's down to that one specific game. I think Arsenal will drop points this season. Aside from City, I think there will be a draw or two, maybe a loss. Somewhere in the back end of the season, I think they will inevitably drop points. I don't think they'll win every single game. It's if City don't drop points, because they can put on a 12, 15 game win streak.
Yeah.
If they do that, I think they could win the league. But, we've seen them lose to Forest. We've seen them, drop points to several different teams. Both teams have got big games to play. Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea's a big game this season.
Yeah, still count that. I think for Arsenal, it's still a derby, isn't it?
Yeah,
so they're looking a bit better now.
Yeah, they've got the likes of the Brightons, the Fulhams that are performing really well this season as well. That are difficult places to go and get points. So I think we'll see. I do think Arsenal will win. I think Arsenal will win the league, but I think that'll actually be down to City not winning all of their remaining games. Like, not they should, but they could.
Yeah. We've seen 12 win streaks from City. Like, it's
exactly.
We haven't seen it this season, though.
No,
I think that's the problem, isn't it? But I think City do beat Arsenal.
I think they might beat Arsenal, but I think they'll beat Arsenal and then they'll lose to I don't know, Everton or something. There'll be some game somewhere that they lose and you're like, how have you lost that? But that's what will cost them the season. I think.
The nature of the Prem as well is like, as the games go on now, certain teams are playing for certain things, and some, playing 11th place is perfect. They're not playing for anything. Most boys will start being on holiday in their head, really. And Arsenal might have to go to a relegation threatened Southampton, who might turn up, things like that. The games come very interesting, and it then gets to a point where it's like Arsenal players are probably looking at mathematically, how many games do we need to win, and that is a whole different type of pressure in a title race. But I've kind of conceded to myself because I've been trying to cope all year. I'm like, yeah, they'll lose this one. Oh yeah, they lost to City. That's it. When they lost to City, I was like, right, they're derailed. It's over. It's not working out like that at all. And it's a terrible time to be a Spurs fan.
Outside of obviously, Man United, Tottenham winning the league, who's been your surprising team, or even a player, maybe both this season? That's probably to both of you. Like, who's one player that stood out to you this season, and even a team? I'll probably say Brighton, especially after they sacked Potter as well. You wasn't expecting them to do better, let alone carry on. So I'd say Brighton for me. But anyone that jumps out to you, player, teams?
Fulham and Brighton have both been really, really good in my opinion. I've been really impressed with both of those. Brighton especially, I think obviously Matoma, Evan Ferguson, since he started getting game time at the start of the year, has been very, very good. He looks like a very technical player. What I like about Brighton is they have players like Solly March, who I wouldn't consider a well beater, but does a really good job in just what he has to do, really. McAllister surprised me a lot this season as well. Went on to win the World Cup, had a good final as well, he actually contributed very well to his team. I was very surprised by him. They just seemed like, they sacked Potter, and I thought, they'd probably get 12th or 10th or something, but they could really get top 4.
Yeah.
Like, they actually could get top 4. I think Liverpool have been very surprising as well in the opposite regard.
Yeah, bet you enjoyed that 7-0.
Love it. Yeah, great. It's just awesome. Yeah.
I don't even know
really
what
enjoyed
happened in that game, but
Do you know?
Only time they've looked good.
I don't even think they.
And they did, yeah. I think you made them look a lot better.
Yeah,
than they needed to
I got
be.
cooked for this. I thought United were better in the first half than they were. We had two like that Bruno header, and then Rashford had a chance where Virgil turns off or switches off, and Rashford gets the ball behind him, takes it first time. It's a terrible effort. We could have been 2-0 up. And if we go 2-0 up in that first half, the game's different. Yeah, my granddad wheel should be a bike, whatever. But, it could have been a different game. We go out there, we concede early in the second half, and I've never seen United capitulate like that. We literally were like the Titanic hitting the iceberg. We're down in seconds. That was it.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen us turn into mush like that. It was embarrassing. It was pathetic. But, the lads have, they picked themselves up, in my opinion. And I've been impressed with, how they've reacted to it. If that ever happens again, though.
Yeah. I think it's proven now that it was a blip, wasn't it? I think that was a question like, okay, are United going to collapse or will they recover? And I think it's a blip. Like, that team is very good. And I like what Ten Hag does. I feel like it was a blip. My surprise package, Ryan's already spoke about it, but I cannot get over Mitoma, and like what he's doing, because the guy literally studies dribbling at university, then comes into the Prem, and he's treating people like they're not even there. Like, what he's doing to fullbacks is ridiculous. And I kind of thought, like, you can't be that good because you haven't gone down the traditional route. Like, you haven't played pro football at a young age. You've been doing stuff at uni. Wasn't really, and these players come along similar to Vardy, where he comes through in non-league. And I think, how do you do it? Because to make it as a pro footballer is so hard. Then to come onto that top level and literally just treating people like little children, the way he's dribbling around them, and that it's crazy. So I think Matoma, the one player for me where, I'm a guy that likes just the eye test. I don't really care for stats so much. I like what I see, and that kind of player is the kind of player you would pay an entry fee for. Do you know what I mean? You would go to a game and you think, I want to watch you play today. And when he gets on the ball, you're on the edge of your seat. And I think that's what football is. That's what makes football so good, them kind of players. So Matoma, and for me, Fulham, because I just didn't expect Fulham to be anywhere near that level. Marco Silva's managing the Prem before, didn't really leave a good take. I didn't think, he's going to be a world beater when they come back up. So used to Fulham and Norwich just trading places, Prem to Championship. So for them to come through like that, very impressive. But yeah, with Brighton, it's like they got like the secret recipe. Is it KFC that did the secret recipe? Because Brighton's scouting, by the way.
Crazy.
Like, they just pick out these players that are a football manager's man's dream. It's what we do on FM. You sit there scouting the most crazy leagues for hours on end. And Brighton seem to do that and bring it to real life and actual football. And it's so impressive. So Brighton and Fulham. You know what? We're talking about Premier League. We're talking about surprise packages, the not so good packages. I want you to do something that we've already asked for before we started. I want you to show me them now. We'll talk about it. Premier League team of the season so far, 26 games in. Who has been the best 11 in their positions?
It's a full United team.
There we go.
Just send it there.
On to the next segment.
Team. Start with goalkeeper and defence. We'll start with you, Ryan.
Go first.
All right, goalkeeper and defence. I'm going to go with the one. The goalkeeper's a bit out there because they are doing poorly this season, but I'll get Alisson. He's been unreal. Like, I don't get how he's so good. He's the best distribution. Like, one-on-ones, this guy is incredible. Like, his saving is unreal. Like, he's so good. If Alisson played for Man United, like, he'd be an all-timer. And we've had Schmeichel and Edwin van der Sar. He's I think he's the best goalie in the world. I think he's better than Courtois. I think he's insane. I hate that he plays for Liverpool. And my back line would be right back's a tough one. I go Trippier. Ben White is there's definitely a shout for Ben White. But for me, I'd go Trippier. I think Trippier has just edged it. He's been so good for Newcastle this season. My two centre backs would be Saliba and Martinez. A lot of people would probably harm me for Martinez. I think Thiago Silva's got to be up there as well. Sven Botman, both been incredible, but I'm going to go with Saliba and Martinez. And then left back Zinchenko. Could have gone Shaw, but yeah, I think Arsenal done so well. Zinchenko's so good. I've just got to go with him.
Is yours any different?
Out of that 5, how many do you have the same?
We have the same back 4, but our keeper's different. I've gone with Nick Pope.
Yeah, Nick Pope's been good as well.
Checking my notes. Because,
honestly, the last time we done this for the World Cup, it was some interesting selection. So I'm interested to see this one.
See, it's my time to actually redeem myself after the World Cup shout. However, this team is based on agenda, eye test, and vibes. This is not stat proven. I'm sure there'll be a lot of stat geeks saying, Tom, you know nothing. But I'm just going off what I see and what I like. So firstly, Alisson shout is great. I've gone for Alisson. I think he's so good. I think, as you said, the level of Courtois, I think he's that good. I think Liverpool would be struggling even more without him. Went Trippier right back. He's really, really good, isn't he? Simple as that. Not much to say there. I've actually gone Martinez as well. So we've gone 3 of the same. Yeah. That might be a bit of my Arsenal bias because I haven't included the Arsenal centre-backs.
Just a little bit.
And for the other centre-back, I went rogue. I thought, you know what? I could go all the top 4 teams that have played well. But I really like the look of me at Brentford.
You don't play for Brentford.
I was going to say the same thing.
Ben Mee's at Brentford, no? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Let me get this up. Hold on. We might need to cut the cameras here. Look, he is.
Tom,
He is.
how have you... I don't even know what to say. You know, do you not understand what he just did?
Mate, you lot have had me doubting everything.
No,
man.
you said that you, like me, you play for Brentford. And then Ryan said, no, you don't play for Brentford.
No, you know what? Leave it there. No, leave it there. I'll leave the podcast.
I thought that would be a quick little reply, but
I'll leave the podcast to you two.
I was going to say this.
You can't see my tab here, but I actually have Ben Mee's
He has
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Do you know how much I've just doubted myself? I thought I have seen me play at Brentford many times this year.
I thought he was playing along with it, though. I thought...
No. I for a second thought, have I missed something in the January window?
Anyway, who's your left back, Tom? If it's not Zinchenko.
Right, let me compose myself again. Ben Mee, not me, the actual ginger centre-back, has been good for Brentford from what I've seen. And at left-back, continuing my anti-Arsenal agenda, we do have Luke Shaw.
Okay.
I do have Arsenal players in here, by the way. I have to credit them at one point. They are top of the league by about 7 points. But yeah, back 5. We have fairly similar then. We've gone fairly, apart from the centre-back choice.
Me and Ryan have the same back 4, so we'll go with that back 4. Zinchenko, Saliba, Martinez, and Trippier in goal. You two went for Alisson, I went for Pope, so Alisson is the goalie. So
yes,
midfield, you can start.
Well, can I ask you what formation I've gone
4-3-3.
4-3-3 as well. Yeah.
Is he on like 3 of them?
Oh, he's got 4-4-2. He's got 4-1-2 now.
Gone 4-4-2. But you know what? We can make it play in a 4-3-3, no problems. So
position changes.
I have a centre midfielder. This was going to be Casemiro, but I went for Rodri. I think he does such a good job at Man City. Okay. I think he doesn't get any credit because he does just, if you watch him, it's like passing side to side a lot of the time.
It was like Fernandinho before.
Yeah, that team doesn't function without someone like that in the team. I think he is the engine. But I also think a massive shout out to Casemiro because he has been Casemiro was good. I didn't realize he was that good to transform a Man United team like that. I kind of thought, okay, he's been playing with Kroos and Modric. Will he be able to do it in a different setup? But been unbelievable for United. Other centre mid. I feel like that. Do you know who Gareth Crooks is? The guy that does the team of the weeks for BBC. Yeah. I feel like him right now. Like this formation is not
Felix
great.
At DM last week.
Yeah. That's the kind of vibe I'm going with here. But the other centre midfielder player is Odegaard. So I do have Arsenal player in there. Not much to say there. On the right, I'm sure he's the only man with double digits goals and assists in Saka.
Yeah.
Only man to reach 10 of each. What a player. I can say that without my Spurs bias. He is simply unbelievable. I cannot believe the level that Saka's gone to, particularly after the Euros, like with what happened there, to go and take it to that level. And then speaking of the Euros, missed penalties, I have got Rashford in on the left.
Wait, I just thought you said 5 midfielders. So is Casemiro not in your team?
No.
Oh, so you gave a special mention.
Yeah,
Okay,
Rodri,
sorry.
Odegaard, Saka.
Okay.
And then Rashford,
Rashford.
but I do have a nice dash there saying Mitoma. I wanted to go Mitoma, but Rashford, you can't ignore him. He's been too good.
I'll just go through my middle three quickly. Casemiro, Odegaard, and Almiron somewhere in there.
Almiron.
I think Almiron's interesting. He's played at right wing. But, these guys clearly been playing FIFA for a very long time.
I'm playing 4-4-2.
The old right wing to centre mid position
He's changed formation now.
I went with Casemiro, Odegaard, and KDB. But I think Rodri or Partey, all three of them, that is probably the closest position, I think. All three of them have been absolutely world class. All three of them have been incredible in that midfield. Either could get in. I think Bruno Fernandes for me is a special shout. I know I'm biased, but Bruno's been a level above this season to even where he's been. I just think he's been incredible. I think he gets a lot of stick, a lot of hate from rival fans and whatnot, but he's been absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. But he's just not been Odegaard's level or KDB's level.
So what are we going to do for the final three? Casemiro, we're going to go for, because we both voted for him. Odegaard, all of us went with. So who's the final? We'll go 4-3-3. So Casemiro, Odegaard.
You go KDB. I'll put KDB.
KDB. So Odegaard, KDB,
but
and
then
Casemiro.
I'm guessing you might have you two go with your three strikers. Go on. Go with your three strikers.
I've gone with Saka, Rashford, and Haaland.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Oh,
I played a 4-4-2.
But Rashford's the winger, so
because
Rashford's
I wanted them all in.
He wanted Kane in. That's the only reason why I went 4-4-2. So you can get Haaland and Kane in the same team. We know your game. We're familiar with it.
I don't need to say anything. I was not doing a team this season without Harry Kane in there. So it is Haaland and Kane. So yeah, I mean Rashford, Saka, Haaland.
Yeah.
Kane does have 21 goals.
I'm
happy
Haaland
going
on
Saka,
now?
Rashford, and Kane.
Get rid of Haaland.
Wait, how many goals is Haaland on now in the league?
33 or something.
Yeah, I think I saw 28 in the Prem, and he might be 7 above Kane.
That's
Which
in all
crazy.
comps, he's on 42.
Yeah.
And there's still what? How many games left?
Exactly. The most, I
Ridiculous.
think the most in the last 2 decades was 44. I want to say that was Ronaldo and Van Nistelrooy both reached 44. And then it's Dixie Dean is on 60.
Yeah.
That's the all-time record is 60 in all comps. So
The Everton forward from many moons ago, that Dixie Dean,
yeah, used to go down at whatever their stadium
Goodison
is.
Park, yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, Goodison Park.
I only know it through Harry. She always, whenever I talk about Kane, he's like, "Yeah, but you don't know about Dixie Dean."
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I wasn't alive, but I know he holds a lot of records.
I think 1927 or something like that.
He was unbelievable. But yeah, I think Kane, Haaland, Rashford, Saka are probably the best 4 attackers, right? But you can take Kane
12th
out
man.
of there.
Kane
yeah.
12th man.
Anthony.
Yeah.
No, Anthony.
Yeah.
We'll add a 12th man vote in without.
Harry Kane.
Yeah, that wasn't in the rules, but we're making it in the rules, and Kane is the 12th man. Hopefully, hopefully in the 11th, by the time the season ends, we'll be in the top 4. Kane will surpass Haaland, but I think I'm living in a dream world.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
I'll take a Haaland golden boot if it means Arsenal win the Prem. Arsenal win the Prem. City win the Prem. City win the Prem.
Get that one clipped. So the final 11 is Alisson in goal. Right back, Trippier. In the centre-back position, Martinez and Saliba. Left back, Zinchenko. 4-3-3, not 4-4-2.
Boo.
Odegaard, we're going to have Casemiro and Kevin De Bruyne. Final 3 is Rashford, Saka and Haaland. And the 12th man is Harry Kane.
Yes. Longest shout out. I'll take that as a win. We need to move on to not a new part of the podcast. We need to move on to the next part of the podcast, which is something we do with all of our guests. Second guest, Haber. We've done this with Danny before. It is the famous BootRoom right here, where you get to pick your favourite trainer from here. What do you reckon, Sven?
There's a few good options.
This is good options here.
Yeah. Does one stand out for you?
A few. I'm a kind of white trainer guy.
Okay.
I like white, even though they are a bore to keep clean.
Yes.
I do love a good white trainer. I feel like it goes with everything, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
However, you might have to stand up for me because I do have a severely messed up ankle, and it's hard to get up and down. It's a tough one, It's a tough one. I'm saying on the right hand side, 4 up from the bottom. Yeah, I like it. Is it an Adidas number?
The Adidas number has been selected right here.
Ooh,
I like it. The 3 stripes there. Do you know what it reminds me of? Football away day.
yeah.
Something I'd see Pieface wearing or something like that. Where it's like, early start on a Saturday morning.
It's clean.
Yeah.
It's nice.
They're
It's
pretty
clean.
decent, to be fair.
I'm a fan of white trainers myself, so I can get behind these. You're right. They do go with anything.
Absolutely.
And, Ben, we call this the drip or drown. Drip, drown. Oh, you're not having them?
It's not. I mean, I like them. I can see their use, but not my personal style.
I'm saying drip. I like them. I could wear them. Yeah, goes with everything. And actually, on behalf of JD, these are yours to keep, mate.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, let's go.
Not bad
thank
at
you very
all.
much. No, thank you very much. That's sick. Thank you.
Good little
right
trainer
there.
to have there. Good little number.
Ryan's got his. It's time to get yours. So, what are you choosing?
I feel like the chosen one. I feel
The
like you just put the
chosen one.
power in my hands there.
There's a few good options, to be fair. There are a few good options. What are you going for?
I already have a pair of 270s,
Okay.
so I'm going to swerve these.
It's no 270.
Do you know the names of them and everything? I don't know. I don't know.
They're white. They have a stick.
Exactly.
I'll
That's
have
me. That's me, mate.
Ooh, he's gone for some Air Forces.
The chosen ones. We continue with the white trainer theme. And as I say, look, I like a shoe that's versatile, yeah?
Yep.
If I compare a trainer to James Milner, we have one here. Just goes with a lot of outfits. Do
Well, it's
you know what I mean?
it's a full white trainer, but I think the black tick is reflective. It's either that or
Or the
it's
green.
just very, very clean. I don't know.
I rate it. That
I-
would have been
I
my
mean,
second choice.
I do like it. And you got like a lime green, tab? Is that what you call it, a tab?
I don't know. Little
On the back of the shoe, you have
Yeah.
a lime
flicky thing.
Nike flicky thing.
But I'm thinking if I have black trousers, grey, even if I want to wear a white trouser, I might go full Love
Well,
Island look. I can
maybe,
wear that.
Maybe on your watch, you have a lime green t-shirt on. You can put these on.
Yeah, make sure I won't get lost in them. Will I?
Yeah, it's like 10 p.m. at night.
Yeah, I like these. The white
They are
trainer
good, to be
does
fair.
a lot. Little bit of black breaks it up as well.
I thought it was suede. It's-
And with a green, I'm definitely having that. 3 colours, but it's not like too much in your
Yeah,
face.
no, I agree.
No, yeah.
So perfect for me. That's my kind of trainer. Go on, Spen. The
All right,
power is
I'm
now
ready-
in your
I'm
hands,
re-
my friend.
I'm eyeing up one already, so I'm going to go straight to it. No messing about. We're going to go for the ones up here.
Voila. Oh yes. Oh yes.
The black, it's got white sole and then a bit of red detail. The Nike Reacts. Now, these are, talk about versatile. Gym shoe, running shoe, little kick
Yeah.
about.
It's giving like
You don't like
middle-aged PE teacher vibe to
Nah.
me. Like
These are nice.
that one PE teacher that's just in shorts 24/7. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's
No
giving
matter
to
the
me.
day, yeah. No matter the day.
Yeah, I don't know
I
if
like
I don't.
these.
I don't
You've got
rate them
you've
at
got to
all.
wear shorts with them at all times now. That's the rule.
I already feel
You need a
like
whistle and a lanyard right there at all times.
I already feel like I know your decision, but you have to pick one. Who has the better choice, me
Oh,
or Tom? The black and red white Reacts or the white Air
I think
Forces?
it's pretty obvious from my reaction that it's got to be Tom's. Tom's was my second choice. It was very, very close because I do like Air Forces as well. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go Tom's.
I think
Yeah.
have I lost that? I think I lost last time, didn't I?
Yeah, probably, mate.
My choices aren't the best.
Yeah, it's
clearly.
probably giving you a warning or a message somewhere. If you're 2-0 down to me
Yeah.
and I'm picking decent trainers, you're gonna have to up your game. There's too much red for me. I'm not gonna lie. That is not just
Yeah.
my Arsenal bias, but like just
Oh, that's
it's-
what it is.
no, but
the Arsenal
it's a bit
bias.
too much red on the back. Like that chunky red there
It's
is
like
probably. I like my stuff, as I say, like just a little bit of detail,
Yeah,
but
but
that's
imagine a backyard in football with these.
nah, do you know what it is though? It's like
like a top corner. Right, it is the time that we listen to you. You ask your questions, we answer them. It is the JD community questions. Excited?
Super.
Excited. We'll start with FIFA. We'll go on the FIFA route first. And the first question we've got is, what is your best FIFA card ever? And actually, I'm going to start with Ryan for this one. Best FIFA card ever.
On the spot.
I know someone if on a 5
Yes,
second.
please,
okay.
please.
It'll be 5 seconds. Griezmann, FIFA 16, and even 15, but Greasy Griezmann.
Do you
what a
remember? I think it was FIFA 17. You bought Tots Griezmann off me.
player. Did I?
I packed him 2 minutes after he came out. He was 2 mil extinct. Tweeted him out. You were in my DMs instantly, like, bro, can you list a card from him?
Did
Like,
I? I'll
like
have
yeah.
to check I don't remember this at
Yeah,
all.
seriously. I like,
Alright,
yeah, I
after the
remember it.
podcast, I am
remember
gonna be
it.
checking
Yeah,
that.
like I remember like selling that Griezmann to you. I
What
do.
player though?
Great card.
So Griezmann
oh,
for me. Who are you going for?
Oh, it's a tough one. I'm gonna say, I think it was FIFA 16. Record breaker Ronaldo. It was like 97 rated or something.
Yeah, it was
blue
like
and
a
red card.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like everyone seemed to pack that card for some reason that year. He was nuts. He was so good.
Even though he
Definitely.
played on 6 chemistry.
Did he?
Yeah, because all special cards. You don't remember?
Was that a thing?
Yeah.
I wasn't that good at FIFA, bro.
No,
I
you
didn't
didn't.
notice
Just
that.
case,
at all.
man, you've gone beyond me there. I didn't have a
FIFA
clue.
16 was my FIFA, man. I loved it. So
Yeah.
record breaker Ronaldo,
Yeah.
Griezmann. By the way, the 83 gold rare Griezmann, no special version.
Oh, just normal Griezmann.
Yeah, just the 83.
Mate, I'm useless at this question. I feel like we did this last time and I struggled. So I have a few, look, blue hair Mbappe team year in 19. Yeah.
Oh,
When he-
what a
Blue hair gave him
card.
plus 10 stats. Don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
why. And then I have a random one because I can't actually remember what I said last time. It's always going to change. But in FIFA 17, when I qualified my first event, I used the player of the month, Hazard or Son.
88 Son, mate.
Yeah, the purple cards.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Then up front with him was Diego Costa.
You said Diego Costa last time.
Yeah.
That card was nuts. I do remember Diego
Yeah.
Costa was insane.
Diego Costa in FIFA 17 because I just held L2 and just
Was that
shielded.
Chelsea or Atletico Madrid?
Oh, I can't remember.
Chelsea.
mate.
It was Chelsea. It was like a
yeah.
96 rated
Yeah.
tops. It was nuts.
Yeah.
So I want to change mine actually.
Well, go on.
To a really obscure one because I want to be an arsehole, right?
Go
FIFA
on.
13 in form Balas Zudziak. He was a Hungarian left winger from, I want to say it was Dinamo Moskva. But that card hit the nuttiest long shots you'll ever dream of. Like,
Wow.
Itani brought out some long shot tutorial. I started hitting them, mate. Everyone went in. It was insane.
I don't
Crazy.
remember. I don't remember him.
Yeah, past me. One of the thieves I didn't play when it got upgraded from PS3 to PS4, I missed a year, and I think it might have been 13 or 14.
14,
I
I
missed
think
out
it was,
on.
yeah.
I missed out on 14. So memories not as good. That's actually what I was going to ask next. Obscure card, someone that's a bit out there. I guess Griezmann can probably go down that route. He wasn't the most, Mbappe's very used, so I need to think of something else.
Yeah. That's actually a tricky one. Does anyone come? Well, you've already said yours.
Yeah, well, you know this
You knew
year,
the question
a
coming
card
up.
I don't see used this year that's incredible. Is that Rafael Leao, the World Cup
The
one?
Phenom
Yeah.
one.
That
Yeah.
card's
Very good.
nuts, man.
He is really
I
good.
don't see it very often.
No, you don't. It's true, actually. I mean, everyone's done like playing with Mbappe, haven't they? So
Yeah,
everyone just
true.
rocks with him.
True.
Past years, back in the day, maybe FIFA 15, Sami Khedira.
Yeah.
He was good. I think he played.
True.
I think that
The
was.
most unfashionable FIFA
Yeah.
card ever. Like, just
Yeah,
someone
Sami
you'd never
Khedira.
expect.
No, I had a
Pro
midfield.
FIFA player, by the way.
I had a midfield three of Sami Khedira, Wayne Rooney, and Patrick Vieira.
Mental.
No agility in there.
Nice.
Sami
Interesting.
Khedira, what player?
Random names that come to my head that aren't that random, but have come to my head. Jude Bellingham last year had a Future Stars card.
That was
always,
the
yeah.
93 rated.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yes.
Always loved him. There was a Bruno card in 21. Team year Bruno at one
Yep.
point. Wow.
Oh, do you know
Incredible.
What? Do you remember Player of the Month Lucas? The Spurs, Lucas
Oh,
Moura.
yeah. Was that like
That-
FIFA 17, 18?
Yeah, it was
something
like
that?
really early in the game as well, like 84 rated or something. That card was just disgusting.
Yeah.
There always one like that. They brought out Pookie, didn't they? And Lucas always at the start of the game, which were
Yeah.
like them player of the months used to be pretty good at the start, but
But you never know if they're good until you haven't done the SBC. You see everyone enjoy it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone's done it.
Oh,
yeah.
it's like Ryan Kent.
Yeah,
Ryan
yeah.
Kent, the first time he came out. I was
Ryan
like,
Kent.
I didn't
Actually, that was
do
my
him.
favourite card ever.
Yeah,
Ryan Kent. Oh
we
my
can think of a
God.
new one all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best formation.
This year or ever.
Any FIFA, anytime you use the formation, you've gone, yeah, that's the one I love.
4-3-1-2. That was kind of my go-to.
What, in FIFA 16, 15?
Yeah, from 14 to 18, all the way through.
4-3-1-2.
Or 4-1-2 narrow, same thing.
Yeah.
Mine's the same. I've used a 4-2 arrow now for at least 8 years, 7 years, something like
It's
that.
not as
like-
good now. You still use it for this FIFA?
Yeah, I have the exact same tactic
Yeah.
now every FIFA. It's just super high press.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, press after possession loss, like getting behind on both strikers, counter attack. I have about 40% possession every game, but yeah, just outscore my opponent.
No, narrow is a good
It's
formation.
Yeah.
definitely the most fun way to play, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just go all
absolutely,
out, make
yeah.
your own fun in the game. For me, it's 4-4-2-2 because I played it in 21. It has the 2 DMs. Or the 4-2-3-1 because I just copied text in 19 and ended up.
4-4-2-2. That is the
Yeah.
most vanilla
Yeah.
formation.
So
like-
basic.
Yeah, I know. Very
Oh.
basic, very basic. But, I do have a poster of Sean Dyche in my room. I don't actually, but playing that formation, I might as well.
Football. Who is the
Football.
GOAT? Who is the GOAT?
The GOAT.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
Balas
interested.
Zudziak.
I actually am interested to see what Ryan said. So I'm assuming Ronaldo because obviously the Man United.
No,
go with Messi?
it is Messi. Yeah, I think Ronaldo is the best athlete of all time.
Yeah.
However, I think football player, I think it's Messi. I just he does things that Ronaldo does things that no other footballer can do, but Messi does things that no other footballer can do as well.
Would you have
It's
said that if they didn't win the World Cup or as the World Cup
Yeah, I'd have
swayed?
said that anyway.
Okay.
He's just unbelievable. It's some of the things he does, even now at like 36 years old. I watch PSG and like some of the passes he'll play, and there won't even be an assist. Like it'll just Fabian Ruiz will fluff it up or something. But he's just he's unreal. And Ronaldo in his prime was next level as well. He was absolutely unbelievable as well, and it's so hard in my opinion to pick between the two. But for me, I think. Yeah, I'd go Messi's the best football player of all time, and then Ronaldo best athlete of all time.
Okay. You?
I'm Messi cat. I was in CR7. I think when I was younger, about 2013 to 16. Because you just turn on the Champions League, he scored another hat trick,
Yeah,
and he was so good. But I think as I've matured, So my taste in football's improved. Messi just, it's what he said. He just does things that you sit there and your jaw drops. Like, you cannot believe he sees passes that aren't even on.
That one in the World Cup where it's like, I think it was to Molina, I want to say, the right back. It was like semi-final or something, where he's like, takes the ball inwards, doesn't even look to his right, plays a pass that like you can't even see on the TV.
Yeah.
And it just goes perfectly and he gets an assist. I'm just like, how?
Yeah.
Like, it does not make sense.
Go on, Sven. I know what you want to say. Say it.
Before the World Cup, I would have said Ronaldo, but I'm not stupid. You know, Messi's unbelievable, and obviously winning the World Cup with Argentina. I think we're all in an agreement. Even though, to be fair, Ronaldo in the Saudi League has been scoring a few good goals.
Did you see the wall when he had that free kick? It doesn't count. It doesn't count. Better off putting us three in the wall.
Yeah.
That's
The Saudi League has given me confidence at 24 that I can still go pro.
I'm
still projecting Mbappe, mate.
I'm still disappointed he didn't go to another European club. Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But anyway, best footballing moment that you can remember? I don't have one, but I will think of one.
Footballing moment.
Yeah,
I
one
mean,
that comes to mind.
Spurs is just the adrenaline of the Ajax game. I'll never feel that.
Yeah.
Until we win a trophy, I'll never feel that level of adrenaline. Like, we were 3-0 down. I remember
Lucas Moura.
I remember my family like telling me to kind of get hold of myself. They're like, stop shouting at TV. Like, I know it's Champions League, but my nephew was sleeping. I was like, look, like, Tottenham aren't in the Champions League semi-final very often, yeah. I'm shouting even if we're losing. And then I kind of gave up. And, you know, before you know it, you're like, hold on, it's 3-2. You had all that adrenaline. I think we hit the bar at one point. And then I'd given up. It was 95th minute. I'd given up. No way. And then to go and do that, that whole goal just gave me chills for the rest of my life. But fortunately, I wasn't there. Best moment where I've actually been there. I think last year we beat Arsenal 3-0 to the Champions League. You got to realise that we don't win trophies. So I don't have any like standout moment like that. Watching on TV would be the Champions League game and beating Arsenal to top four. Just the atmosphere, just, you know, absolutely playing them off the park. And actually being there, I was in the South Stand at the new stadium. It felt like a real big moment for Spurs. That obviously wasn't that big in hindsight, but at the time, it felt like a change of teams. It felt like it was now Spurs' time to dominate. Didn't play out like that, but at the time, if I could just have that moment back, that would be great.
I think mine was my earliest memory anyway that comes to mind is, it's going to be a bit of a left field one. Man United played Celtic in the Champions League. Like, this is like 2010 or something. Nakamura scored a free kick. I was on holiday in Portugal and I remember watching on TV, and that was the only thing that comes to mind.
Your best moment is...
I mean, it's not... Wait, was that the question? Oh, the best.
Yes, best
I
moment.
thought it was like the earliest.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Best.
I was going to say...
I was going to say that was a proper West Brom moment there.
Yeah.
Go on, Ron. You do yours and I have to think, because I thought it was the earliest.
I think best TV moment was the comeback against PSG. You know, the 3-2 of the Champions League, unbelievable. Because I was in Paris. I wasn't at the game though, but I was in Paris at the time with a bunch of my friends, and we're all around this small TV, and we're going absolutely mental. Like, we're all United fans, bar like one or two of us. Like, when that penalty gets given, my word, what a moment! Best moment where I've been at the game actually isn't United, England in the Euros semi-final against Denmark at Wembley. What the atmosphere was unbelievable, and I'd say the closest atmosphere I've actually experienced at Old Trafford would probably be the Liverpool game this season. That was incredible as well. But Wembley atmosphere was nuts. We went 1-0 down from that Damsgaard free kick.
Yes,
and then, you know, we equalise it and we score late, like, because Harry Kane didn't score his penalty, but then scored the follow up, and it was unbelievable. Like, I'm grabbing people I don't know, like, we're all hugging, everyone's having an amazing time. Like, I'm there with FG's going mental, like, we're screaming at people, and then Sweet Caroline plays. Oh man, what a moment. That was incredible.
I'm going to take mine back. I went to England, Germany in the last 16, and that was, as you said, it's the whole stadium is united because it is all just England fans at Wembley. Literally. The Sweet Caroline after Kane had scored, I think Grealish set him up, and that was a moment where I thought we're going to win the tournament because we'd beat Germany, and I kind of had
thought the same.
And that atmosphere, I didn't get to go to Denmark or the Italy final, but that Germany game is something that you just can't replicate. Like, the thing I've always said, I love the country probably more than the club because it just gets the whole country all in.
Yeah, I
would
have if I was a Spurs fan as well.
We had some success there, but no, the whole country thing just gets me going. Same with Wembley, it was so good.
I can't even think of one, so we're gonna have to skip. My memory is like a goldfish.
Yeah.
Come on, West Brom have had so many great moments.
You know, what
I
about
mean,
that time
back
when
in
you
the-
got promoted and then relegated again?
Yeah. What about when Lukaku played for West Brom?
No, to be fair, I had a season ticket at the time when he was at West Brom. But I think my best memory, you probably won't know these players, is when we had Ishmael Miller and Bednar up front
Yeah.
in the Championship.
Oh,
Streets-
that time, yeah.
Streets
Yeah.
don't forget that.
Anyway, let's move on.
Proper Europe room with those, weren't they?
Let's move on to music. Have you got a favorite artist? Anyone that comes to mind where you think, yeah,
I want to kind of like shithouse it a bit, right?
go on.
Avicii, because like the thing with Avicii, obviously he's really good, but also like because he's not the person singing. I guess when you think artist, sometimes I think like actual singer,
Yeah.
or rapper. But obviously he creates like the beats and whatnot for the songs, and yeah, I love Avicii's music. But as like an actual singer or rapper, I'd say singer Adele. What
Yes.
a queen! What an absolute queen! We love Adele.
You got something in common then?
I'm
We
so happy
stan
you said
Adele.
that.
And then rapper, actually, I quite like Roddy Ricch.
Yeah.
I quite like his music. So yeah.
Another question I want to ask is underrated artists. Anyone that you listen to is a bit on the side, doesn't get as much love. We all know Adele gets a lot of love, but is there anyone?
My issue is with music. So I'm not the biggest music guy in the world. So I don't know who's popular and who's not, to be
Yeah.
honest. But Alyssa Cara is really good. She makes some
you know that? I
really,
don't know
really
who
good
that is.
tunes.
I feel like
But I feel like, so you'll know, she made one with Zed called Stay.
Yes.
Stay.
yeah.
That one.
Yes.
So that's really
That's
good.
a really good song.
But yeah, so then I remember clicking on her name on Spotify after that, and she's got a few decent songs in there. But yeah, probably her. But again, like I feel like everyone's gonna know that, but yeah, they're not underrated. You don't know anything. I don't know music. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not like too edgy with that kind of thing. The only person I know from FIFA soundtracks is Declan McKenna. You would have heard one of his songs.
I
Oh,
recognise the
probably.
name.
Yeah,
I feel like
he's bit like the indie kind of. Well, you just got in the FIFA soundtracks now. I'm not a fan of as much. You know, like
No.
FIFA 17 now.
Yeah,
in-
it is very
Declan
different.
McKenna might not get as much love as he deserves, but yeah, I go very mainstream usually. Just
Yeah,
Same, yeah.
mine would be Blast. I mean, I wouldn't say he's underrated, but I don't know how mainstream he is. I think so. For me, Blast is.
don't know who that is.
There, my point proven. Anyway, aside from music, quick question: what is your best moment in your career so
Ooh.
far?
First million no. Ooh, that's a good question. Hitting 100k was huge. Playing at Carrow Road, that day though was crazy because like walking out onto a pitch, even though there's no one in the stands or anything like that, just walking out to a massive stadium and playing on a stadium, like every few seconds, I'm just like when the ball's out of place, I'm just looking around like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
It's like imagining what it'd be like if it was filled with fans. I mean, sadly, Norwich aren't exactly known for being incredible at football.
yeah.
But they've had some pretty cool moments, and obviously like that. I feel like Championship clubs have a really loyal fan base, so I couldn't imagine what it'd be like scoring in front of a home ground full of Norwich fans. Timu Pukki must love it. So yeah, either of those two, to be fair.
Do you have one quickly?
Favorite moment: winning the Premier League, first time filming England footballers. I was in disbelief going to
Yeah.
St George's Park. I'm like, "Hello, mate!" Like shaking.
It's
And
like a
I'm-
surreal feeling. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
I'm having to be normal, and it's like
Yeah.
Trent and Sterling were the first two, and they were like, "Oh, you're filming FIFA with them. It's like normal." In my head, I'm thinking, "This is not normal. Like these are guys
Yeah.
I idolize," and I've probably got to meet the whole squad now. So I'd say, just every time I do that, I'm like, "Wow." But then FIFA, yeah, rush of adrenaline. You'll never see me shout like it again when I won the Premier League. I screamed the whole place down. What about you?
Winning the World Cup in
Easy
2017.
answer, yeah.
And then
Doesn't
obviously
get much better than that.
going to the best awards shortly after, obviously meeting Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar, R9.
Do you ever think about that? Do you ever just sit down and think about that?
I go through the photos sometimes.
They think about it. Oh no,
Yeah.
Neymar.
Do you know-
I'm
you know
thinking,
where,
God,
Gorilla-
I wonder what
Messi-
Gorilla's doing these days. That's what they're thinking.
But yeah, them two. I mean, that's the aim, isn't it? Really, in FIFA.
Yeah, we got a question from Jord542 as well, asking about bucket list. Anything on your bucket list, career-wise and personally, away from FIFA and the bubble we live in? I'll let you have two answers if you want.
I barely have one. I want to go to Iceland.
Want to go to Iceland?
I don't know. It just looks nice. The Blue Lagoon.
I think that sums up your place in life, right? Pretty chilled out, do you know what I mean? Nice,
Yeah.
like calm thing to do.
But it might be a bit cold,
Yeah.
but it looks nice. So I
Do
want
that
to
when you get
go. I want to
there.
go to Iceland.
Anything for you, Ryan?
Career-wise, I'd like to get my second to 100k.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just said that really quickly. I would like to get my second channel to 100k. What I said.
What are you on now?
I don't really post on it yet, but
okay.
it's it's a plan.
Okay,
all right?
yeah.
Probably won't happen. I guarantee I'm too lazy to do it. But yeah, in terms of life though, just buy a house. Just want to buy my first house, and that's kind of like the goal and the aim. I think like that's a big part of anyone's life, isn't it? Getting their first house. So yeah, probably that.
Playing at the Theatre of Dreams, Old Trafford.
I'd love that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That one doesn't seem realistic though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did chat to Ten Hag, but he went with Weghorst. So,
Yeah, understandable.
and then I got an ankle injury, so
maybe next season.
No, I would love to play at Old Trafford, and if that ever comes up, that will probably be the best moment of my entire life.
Yeah.
I reckon. But
Yeah, if you talk about how good Carrow Road is, can you imagine?
Exactly.
5,000.
Yeah, true.
Do you have one,
Crazy.
Thomas?
Do I have something on my bucket list? Well, yeah, playing at Spurs Stadium is on there.
Well, you've been, haven't you? Obviously, but not playing.
Yeah, I've been like pitch side,
Yeah.
but never been on the pitch. Never played at a ground like that. Career wise, you know what? I don't even care how it happens. Just get back on top, start winning again. I don't care what tournament it is. I will try and win anything at any point just to get back to the level that I know I can play at. And then personally, just away from it, I think exploring. I want to go traveling. I really want to go abroad and do like 6 months of seeing the world. I've seen my brother do it, and he's kind of giving me the itch. I'm like, damn, there's so much to do. He's gone all around the east coast of Australia and things like that. And yeah, definitely travel like that and overcome my fear. I want to overcome my fear of heights one day. I want to be able to jump out of a plane.
I can't do it.
I am petrified of heights.
No.
But that's one thing I really want to do. I'm like, I want to face my fear
Jumping out of a plane
head on. Because like you get these fears, and you just don't. You're just like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I just want to overcome it one day where I'm like, jump out of the sky with a nice view though. I'm not just jumping out of any sky. Like, it's got to be with a good backdrop. So I get a good picture for
Right
Tinder or
above Old
something.
Trafford.
I want a good picture for Tinder if I'm going to jump out of a plane, like, at least with a nice monument behind me.
You'll get a few
like
likes then.
Exactly,
There we
mate.
go.
More likes
Super
I'm getting
likes.
now.
Super likes, yeah.
Big super likes,
More than I'm
mate.
getting now. So hopefully it will. I'll be able to do that, and just overcome the fear would be the thing. Buying a house would be nice as well, actually. But completed it already.
Yeah.
What did you spend that $250,000 on? Was it $250,000?
Just a lot of Pepsi Max. Yeah.
Like Pepsi Max, yeah?
Yeah.
God, you get loads of Pepsi Max for that.
Mate, you must still be going now.
Nah,
5 years supply.
it wasn't like obviously it was $200,000, but then obviously
About 40 quid then.
then you got percentages and then obviously tax and that, but it's still a lot of money. So
You get taxed on it?
yeah, well back then, it was 2017. Yeah, you got tax on it.
We're coming to an end, and I want to ask you quickly. We've already spoke about our Prem standings, so quickly, Champions League and Europa League.
Man City and Man United.
Ooh.
Obviously, Man United for Europa League, they're not in the Champions League, unfortunately.
Ooh, Man City United. Ooh. I think United win the Europa League. Champions League. Part of me would love Napoli to win it. What a story.
No, I
that
think
would
they have a
be.
good run to the final.
They do, but I don't know if they beat. Yeah. I'm going to say Bayern.
Yeah?
I think Bayern will win it. Yeah.
I'm the same. I think Yaya Touré's made sure Man City will never win it. Man City, no matter how good they look, they're never going to win it. So I'm going Bayern, and I can't look beyond United just because I think Ten Hag at the back end of the season will prioritise that as well. As you start getting into the quarters, semi, that'll be because you'll get top four no matter what. I think you'll be locked in for that. So yeah, Bayern and United for me as well.
Yeah, no, I think Ten Hag's a proper manager, so I think he'll do it.
Goes in the proper manager. Is that what we
Proper.
call it? Yeah.
I mean,
Proper.
Proper manager.
Solskjaer was not a manager.
That's not a manager, no.
He
Good
wasn't a
vibes,
good
though.
one.
Surviving on vibes.
Go on, lads, have fun.
Go on, Rashi.
We'll have to come back to these in May, but it's been an absolute pleasure, Ryan.
Thank you for
joining us.
Appreciate it. I
Cheers,
really
thank
enjoyed
you.
it. It's been great.
Lovely conversation. Thank you, Spen, for being the host as ever, mate.
I mean, co-host. I feel like you're the host.
Bit of both. You get the middle chair, so we're calling him the host. But thank you very much. Big up to JD as well for providing us with a boot room. But make sure you drop in the comments as well. Let us know who you want as our next guest in episode 3, and also comment if there's anything you want to see from me and Spen as well. But that is a wrap. Thank you for watching, and we will see you all next time.